What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Warehouse Series and welcome to another Discord Friday. Guys, first and foremost, please subscribe to the channel if you're not a subscriber and hit that notification bell. That's going to let you know when I post videos, and Discord. That link is in the description below. Absolutely free. 100% of my videos are coming from Discord. It's all the information either people are talking about, posting pictures, or whatever it is that they want to hear. That is where it comes from, guys. So if you're not on Discord, you are missing out. So in today's video, not only am I going to go over one of my biggest pet peeves is putting liquid on their sides. I'm also going to do a couple pallet reviews that people posted on Discord, and I like doing these because it's also going to help newer selectors, maybe a part of the warehouse they're struggling in, and showing other people's work and talking about it and explaining what they're doing right and wrong is going to help not only that individual person out, but it's also going to help other members out and other people that are just joining and selecting. So guys, if you want to support the channel, you could do so by doing all this stuff over here. So let's get on to today's video. All right, guys, so this first picture I want to look at right here, there's a few things I want to talk about. The first and foremost, if you guys are new in selecting, this could be a possible back under. I don't think it is, and I'll tell you why in a second, but a back under is when you have a large quantity of items, and your warehouse should not be deducting you for backing under something. They should be giving you, so if I needed, these are a 7 block, and it looks like there's estimated around 30. So I come up to this slot, I need 30. Maybe there's 40 on here. I back under the 40 and I throw 10 off instead of throwing 30. Okay, so that is an awesome way to start your order. And the reason why I don't think it was a back under is because it's on plastic pallets, and plastic pallets do not go into reserve. So with this being on a plastic pallet, I think they threw these. But with that being said, I just want to explain the back under part. Now the problem is once you get a base of bags, it's the same as everything else. You go right back to the basics, guys. High corner, low inside. When you have a low corner, you force yourself to column stack because you keep playing catch up. You need that opportunity to tie into the middle of this pallet. We did it here, but then we went right back to the opposite direction again, guys. All of this should have been facing in towards the middle of the pallet. So if we would have had these big actually, these two boxes should have been side by side. All right, I don't even care if we threw this down and then we got these two boxes. Guys, remember, it takes 1 second to move a case and just make your corners and your lower on your pallet, you're going to make it that much stronger. So I don't care if we selected this, which looks like baby formula, and we got these two boxes. I'm going to shoo this out of here, and I'm going to drop this case down and have that nice solid corner. And then all this stuff would have fit perfectly fine. We did it over here too. We came in and then we automatically, everyone gets this concept, oh, this is tying in. I got to keep switching cases. Guys, stop doing this. Column stacking straight up with these cases is not going to work, especially on bags, because see how we come out. Now, if you hand through these, remember, guys, you could see right here, the tops of the bag are slender. The bottom of the bag is full. You want the bottom of the bag on the outside. So if we hand through these, make sure at least your top layer, you are throwing the bottom of the bag needs to be on the outside of the corner, because I tell you we want high corners, low inside, but that goes the same with one case. All right, if this is the high side of the bag and this is the low side of the bag, it's the same concept. I need that high side on the bag on the outside. This pallet is just looking like this because of a few mistakes. All right, so that is the first picture I wanted to look at. Let's get on to the second. All right, here's another bakery pallet, and this one is very well done. We still didn't, now, and we column stack these, so these are definitely, I'm just a firm believer using the whole board. This pallet turned out perfectly fine, but guys, use the whole board is for new selectors. I'm definitely going to tell you that. The pallet looks great. I mean, we column stacked, and we basically didn't tie in until up here. Is it enough? Sometimes with weight, you can get away with column stacking these bags, especially if they're wider, because it's not going to go anywhere. They don't look too narrow, so I think that this corner is going to be just fine. I personally, after probably about right here, I would have looked at the opportunity to tie this in a little lower. Once again, I don't know how heavy these boxes are. Is it enough to take some weight off this corner? Because this is a lot of weight on the corner. Is it enough to take it off? I don't think so. It's going to get wrapped. It's not going anywhere. But me, I just recommend probably right in this area here, I would have tried to tie in these bags to the middle of my pallet. But once again, turned out great. Great looking pallet. We're actually going to look at the side of this pallet as well. Maybe, I don't know. It might be, or it might be a different order. But once again, just great. I just love it. I mean, guys, These boxes, sometimes you get these icing boxes. I don't know if that's what they are. There's bakery boxes that have like icing in them, and they tend to crush because they're so heavy, and they crush on top of each other. You do not want to layer these out. See how we column stack, column stack, column stack. I love the way this person started their base. All right. You do not have to lay your product out. All right. So these cases are crushed. Try to keep them together. And a crushed, heavy, solid case, the best case to put on top of that is a bag, because you're going to be able to get level again on that bag. And we did just that. If you put another case on top of this, then it's going to be a very uneven thing, you know what I mean? Because you can shift contents around in a bag. So anytime you have a case that's smashing like this and it's heavy and solid and not going to buckle anymore, we could put bags on top of it to correct ourselves. I like the bakery bucket in the middle. We got small cases up on their side in the middle, no pressure on it. I mean, this is just a beautiful stack pallet. So thank you for posting your work, and please take more pictures because you're helping other people. Guys, I hate plastic pallets. I'm going to say it every single time. I can't stand them. I understand they're easy to throw. You can stack, if you're getting a lot of one pallet orders, you could stack a stack on the front of your jack if you have a double pallet jack, and then you could just keep tossing the pallets back to your back of your forks to select on. They're easy to get in and out of. I hate them because they have a smaller stacking surface. They're weaker, and they have holes all through everywhere you see one of these little pegs, you know, the legs, there's a hole there. Well, the problem is if you get a case that slips into that hole, you're liable of dropping your whole pallet over. Is this what happened? I don't know. I initially thought they had applesauce on their side, but it looks like this broth and this applesauce was actually their corner right here. So there's a lot going on here. Don't know exactly why. Is it possible that the case was in the hole and it was on a little dip, and then whenever they stopped, maybe they hit their down button? Guys, that's another thing. Every single selector, leave in the comment section below, have you ever bumped your down button and dropped your stuff? I've done it a couple times. You know, you get in the habit of playing with your controllers on your jack, up and down, up and down, up and down, and then sooner or later it hits the ground, and then you're doing this. So possibly a down button, accidental down button, possibly case in the hole, but definitely let me know in the comment section below, have you ever accidentally hit your down button? I would imagine we all have done it. Another great looking pallet, guys. We started off with bananas. We got carrots in the middle. I love that placement of that bag. Carrots are not easy to stack on, and you see how we're a little uneven with the carrots. They have crowns in them. They're not level, so you want to make sure your carrots are in the middle of the pallet. I probably, in my opinion, I mean, they're going to be all right. Yeah, because you got the cucumbers and that, so you would have had to move a lot. I probably wouldn't have stuck my strawberries here. I probably would have put them on top of the avocados. I like the column stacking of this, though. Guys, keep your stuff together. All right. See the little tabs? All these strawberries are coming tabbed together. So if you needed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, if you could pick up 6 at one time right off the pallet, just throw it right on the way it is. I love the column stacking of this stuff because it's the easy way to do it, and it's not going to go anywhere. Mushrooms crush really easy. And you know the little styrofoam containers. So is this going to get crushed? The mushroom boxes are not strong. I would have done something differently. I told you guys when I selected in the warehouse, I wasn't about, incentive money and stuff like that. I was about making sure that my product looked good and the product was going to get there not damaged. So that's what I look for. So the case is on its side. That's fine. Very lightweight on it. I just would have put these strawberries somewhere else, or even just move the mushrooms out. But then if you move the mushrooms out, then you got to move these 2 boxes out because it's just going to sit right in the middle of the box. So I probably would have just put these on top of the avocados facing the other way. But other than that, it's not a bad pallet. You did a great job. And guys, always produce is like a lot of column stacking. You can get away with it. I like the start of this base. All right. I love the way you did this. So a lot of people get very confused on how should I start my produce base whenever I have all different cases. All right. We got grapes. I love the front corner for them. Now, just remember, guys, when you get grapes, try not to put heavy product on because it will smash them. Broccoli in the corner, asparagus in the middle of the pallet. I love the way we did this. We did not put it on a corner, guys. These things stink. I either stick them here in the middle or I stick them right where you put them. All right. I never put these on a corner. I don't care unless I have an astronomical amount, then maybe I'll stack them. Let's say I needed 6. Maybe I'm going to try to stack them on my grapes and get them out of the way. It's up higher on the pallet, but I try not to use them as a corner. I love this, guys. See how subtle that high to a low is? It looks like this case is either even with this case or just a little lower. And then we put the bigger box on the outside. So we don't have this little, so that's a good point to bring up. So if you would have put this little square case on the outside and put this green box on the inside, well, what happens is that, see this gap right here? Now picture this vice versa. You're going to have a gap right here. So you're going to make a hole on the outside of the pallet. You do not want that. Now we have room to stick a case here and keep this solid. If we switch it around and stick a case here, we're going to have a hole right here that is going to cause a problem. You don't want holes around the perimeter of your pallet. You want them to be solid. I hope that makes sense. We're saving our back corner for something bigger and stronger. Just a great way to start. Hate plastic pallets. All right, guys, great looking pallet. Fantastic work. I love how we started off our base. We got the oats. I love how we tied in with this big case right here, making sure that we're tied in the corner, and then we immediately go back the same direction. One thing I'm going to show, all small cases in the middle, big cases on the outside. Guys, so I tell you about high and lows. Well, that goes for one case too. I just told you about this with the bakery bag. When you get this slight rock up, you can see with the oats. So this case is higher than this case. So we got a slight rock coming up, but we took a thicker case here and a smaller case here. And then we were lucky we got a case that is real flimsy. It probably doesn't have any wrap on top of it. And it's almost like a bendable case because of the way it's stacked in here. It's probably like whatever case is in there. So we were able to correct ourselves. So anytime you get a slight rock up from a low to a high, you want to do the same thing. A big case with a smaller case on the inside and try to correct yourself. And we did just that, and we got level again. Perfectly done. That should be in your mind all the time. All right, I got a case dipping up. I need to make sure that I don't just column stack cases up, because if we leave the oats like this and then we just column stack on this, by the time we get up to here, that pallet is going to be rocking backwards. We corrected ourselves with a small and a larger case. Great, done. And I hate plastic pallets. All right. Side view, if we're getting onto a bunch of pallets that people just love stacking liquid on their side for some reason, there's absolutely zero good that's going to come out of this. And honestly, why even do this? Like, I don't know who posted this, and I'm sorry, but this is like straight common sense. You put something like that on the corner, like, what are you thinking? I just would love to know what you're thinking. I don't even want to get, the rest of the palette, actually, it's not horrible. Why? I just don't get it. I don't know, guys, if you're new in the warehouse, no liquid should be on their side. No liquid should be upside down. They should be upright, and there is no reason for it. We're not even utilizing the whole board. Look at the corner of the palette up here. I hate it when I see this stuff. So we got a gap here. We got definitely about 2 inches of board up here that we didn't use, and we're hanging off the back of the pallet. Let's get that out of the way first. Guys, use your whole board. This bleach, and honestly, it looks like it's longer this way than that way. So if we would have turned this bleach on the corner facing in, easily another PRA would have fit right here probably. All right, we could have put 3 in and hang off a finger's width. We could even scooted this in a little bit and had room. Zero reason to do this. All right, there is no reason to do this. Guys, utilize your whole board. We're just throwing cases to throw them right here. We're not even, it's obvious. This person doesn't care, and they're just throwing to throw cases. If you're going to do that, guys, all right, look, I understand that, sometimes you're just irritated in the warehouse. I understand that you're just not getting the job, but that if you throw fast, that actually makes it harder. All right, you're actually going to move slower, because then you start cradling your jack. You're afraid your pallet's going to fall over. You're wrapping every 3 seconds. Here's another one, guys. These are those smaller pallets, smaller hard plastic pallets. You have to use them a lot of the times, but we still don't even utilize the whole board. you're using a smaller pallet, you definitely need to utilize this whole board. And then I tell you guys about walk-in cases. My definition of walk-in cases is we start right here. This power aid got to touch this power aid. This power aid got to touch this power aid. And then we always have a small corner. Instead of just flipping this case this way and keeping that square, and we won't even have to turn these cans on their sides. It won't even be an option. And look, it's just, this is just, and we got a small pallet. Like, look at our cube. It's like a 45 cube pallet. What's the point of doing this stuff? So you could actually leave little gaps in here if you wanted to. This is another point of knowing your size of your pallet. It's very important. But this is just ridiculous. Utilize the whole board, power aid facing in, and the story. And then all these cases could have been upright. When you walk cases, you leave yourself with a small corner and you're forced to put cases on their ends. All right, guys, that's it for today. If you guys are brand new to the channel, thank you for being here. Let me know in the comment section below if you need help on a certain thing. Guys, remember, I do not select in the warehouse anymore. I am no longer in the warehouse anymore. After 26 years, I quit. I have people saying, oh, can you film this? Can you film that? Guys, solely based on Discord now. There are so many people over on Discord helping each other over there. So please go over there. You're just adding on to the experience from my videos over to the Discord community, and you're not going to regret it if you're a new warehouse selector. I'll see you guys next time. Have a great weekend.